Hello, hello. Looks like people are popping on. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Amy. So glad y'all could see. Hello, Laura. Hello, Love Always. I don't know if y'all get my notification. I just posted yesterday I was going live today. So I wasn't sure how many people would see that notification. Because I'm not sure how many people I would just get going live all just on the spur of the moment on a Wednesday afternoon. Hope everyone is having a great day. Hello, Bama. Bama's in the house. Roll Tide. Not really. I'm just kidding. I am from Louisiana, though. You know, there's a little rivalry going on. Not that I follow football. Hello, Julie Rue. Ah, thanks, Ellen, Mom. Oh, she just look right now. I was just telling my moderator as I was rolling the hair, I looked at my picture. I mean, look, because you can see yourself before you go live. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm looking rough. My people won't care. Roll Tide. Hello, Christine. So good to see everyone. All right, looks like some of you already know how this works. Sometimes I usually go back and forth. I do one spirit led, which is I just describe a spirit, and then someone claims them. And then other ones, hi Christine, thank you. And other times I describe the spirit that you want. And for that to happen, you just put the name of the person you want in the comments. Oh, hello, hello. All right. What do you want to do first?
What do you feel?
Give me somebody. We'll start that way. Hello, Nana. Hello, hello.
Elizabeth's dad, Tom.
Elizabeth, your dad, Tom. All right. So now, for those of you who have never seen me go live before or read someone before, I will start describing who steps up when I ask for Tom. Elizabeth, please confirm, or so I know it's not yours. Don't make the information fit. If it's not your spirit, then you will see who he belongs to. So don't feel bad. You have to say, nope, that's not my spirit. Where'd my pendulum go? Do you see it?
What?
My pendulum? All right. All right, so here we go, Miss Elizabeth. Okay, so the first thing that's stepping up that this gentleman is referencing is that he was a big football fan. All football, professional and college football. He lived for those days. He shows me having get-togethers at his house and yelling at the TV and having snacks. Yes, he wants Elizabeth. And you know, okay, thanks. Can Elizabeth go live? No, should not. Okay. Miss Elizabeth, he was showing me actually, it looks like, I'm not sure if he was a Cowboys fan, but it looks like is Dallas the Cowboys?
It is.
Okay. He is. I'm hearing Dallas, and I was seeing what I thought was Cowboy stuff. So I'm not sure if he was a Cowboys fan, but that's how he was getting me to the football, that he was a big football fan. You know, he's also saying that, you know, this gentleman was very much someone who made a lot of mistakes in his life, but he actually owned it, which is a beautiful thing. A lot of people will go through their entire life not owning their mistakes, but he's very much owning that he wasn't perfect, but he loved his family. He's also talking about, did he call you, he did, okay, very good. He did like Dallas, or he didn't own his mistakes? Anyway, also, he had a nickname for you, Elizabeth. It's like, not just Beth, it feels like Betsy or something like that, but he's acknowledging that, he even said that at his funeral, that he owned his mistakes. Very good. So now what Elizabeth just said, and this happens so much in my readings, is I was telling about his personality and that he owned his mistakes, and he was aware that everyone on this earth makes mistakes. You just got to own them. And Elizabeth said that she actually talked about that at his funeral. I have that happen a lot in my readings, where it is identification, a couple of different reasons, identification purposes. One, I have who I say I have, and also that he is around you. I don't know who Simeon is, but spirits don't get stuck. I mean, that's just ludicrous, but anyway, that's my opinion. And so I don't let my spirit step up and say, hey, tell them I'm around. That is to that is too general, they have to prove it, and he is proving it by acknowledging what she said at his funeral. I'm going to come right back, Elizabeth, and finish with Tom, but I want to address this. A couple of people said this, that spirits get stuck, and someone else said that's what mediums say. That is not what any mediums I know say. Spirits don't get stuck. I have gone to spirit world looking for tens of thousands of spirits. None of them were stuck. I have never witnessed any spirits being stuck. So sometimes whenever you have a belief system that is not resonating in love, you can project that out into your readings. And so there you go. Okay, so back to Tom. Elizabeth, Tom is also saying he's showing me either red fingernails or red toenails. Not quite sure what that is about. Did you recently have your fingers or toes painted red? But anyway, Tom is acknowledging these red fingernails or toenails, just the red nails. He's also saying, Elizabeth, that how brave you were when you spoke at his funeral, because I can feel that moment of you standing up about to speak at his funeral, and oh my goodness, the butterflies and the rumbly stomach that you had. But you just kept saying, I'm doing this for Dad. I'm doing this for Dad. And how proud he was of you for stepping up and speaking at his funeral. Oh, you were so nervous to speak. Yeah, he's acknowledging that. And he was just know that in that moment, your dad was behind you and giving you a pep talk saying, you can do this, honey, you can do this. And he's also acknowledging that you did a great job. Not only did you have people crying, you had people laughing, which is the absolute, when you see the lights flickering in your house, just know that that is your dad. All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for letting me read your dad. Tom, he did an excellent job with his information, proving he was around you. And you also did a great job confirming that. Thank you, Ruth. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, Ness is saying, you told us that someone will be having a little girl, and my daughter is pregnant with a girl. Thank you, Ness. I'm not sure when I said that, but I love being right. Y'all know that. I was just actually talking to my moderator about that earlier today. It's not that I enjoy being right, so I don't want y'all to think that's an ego-driven thing. It's just when you are a psychic medium and you say things and you are getting this information from spirit, it's so nice when people come back and tell you that you were right or wrong, so that you know it's a learning process. And as a medium, constantly learning. Every single day I have given spirit permission to teach me, and let me tell you, they do. All right, that was just one where I specifically read someone. I just pulled up Tom for Elizabeth. She had requested that. Now we're going to do something called Spirit Led. I am going to pull up a spirit, start describing them, and then y'all let me know. Instantly, this gentleman was actually with me in meditation. I was wondering if he was going to come through. Before I go to any lives, before I do any readings, I always meditate. Just puts me in the right frame of mind. And this TR name, Travis, is what I feel like it was, but let's just go with a TR name, but it sounds like Travis to me. Travis was actually a younger person when he passed. How old were you, Travis? I'm hearing in his 30s. Travis was in his 30s, and he also had, I don't know why this is important, he had a CDL. And what he was showing me, the license where you can drive the big trucks, because he was showing me driving a truck. I was like, oh, is that what you did for a living? And then he popped me around to a lot of different bigger vehicles, so I'm assuming it's vehicles that you had to have the CDL to drive. Now I'm hearing late, so this guy, if you knew someone who had this name and is going to fit more of what I say, that was in even his early 40s, yes, this will fit him, because it's like late 30s, early 40s, this TR name. He's showing me he had a CDL. He's also showing me that he had really pretty eyes. And whenever he would smile, his eyes would just sparkle. He's also showing me that he had brown hair, and he was, though he's acknowledging his hair was frequently a mess because of the type of job he did, he was very proud of his hair. It was very thick, and he just was very when he went out, he would have it up. I mean, he would have it up. He would have it done really nicely. Otherwise, it was a mess. But he was proud of how thick it was. He also had a dog who was his sidekick, who he just absolutely adored this dog. He is also telling me that. Did you have facial hair? Is that what you're showing me? He had facial hair, but it was well taken. It wasn't like big long beard, but it was a shorter, well taken care of facial hair. Did I mention his hair was brown? I think I did. He died in an accident. All right, I'm going to recap. If he fits you, please put a yes in the comments. If not, we'll figure out who he belongs to later. I think in the entire, many times I've gone live, there's only been like one or so spirit that hasn't done claim. That's just because they were brought up right before I was planning on quitting. Bad planning on Spirit's part, right? All right, because I know when I'm going to quit. All right. I have this TR name. It sounds like Travis or so. And he is letting me know that he was in his, I want to say 30s, but even into his early 40s. He was somewhere in there. He passed. He had a CDL license. He drove bigger trucks. He had very pretty eyes. And people, and the reason that is something that's pertinent, because people would have commented on that. He had brown, thick hair, which he was very proud of. He also had facial hair. He had a dog who he adored. It was his running buddy. Not actual running outside, but he would take this dog with him just about everywhere. And also, he died in an accident. He died suddenly in an accident. Can anyone claim this gentleman? If he's yours, just put a yes in the comments. Okay, looks like no one is claiming him just yet, so we'll move on to if he's not yours, you don't have to put no in there. You just have to say yes if he is yours. All right, who else?
From Karen Sue.
Miss Karen Sue.
She just went across. And Nita.
Aunt Nita?
Nita. Nita.
Okay. I was confused.
She can go live too.
Oh, Miss Karen Sue. Oh, I don't see her on here. Where did you go? I was going to ask you to go live, but I can't see. Oh, there you are. All right. Miss Karen Sue, I'm about to ask you to go live. Yeah, she's. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You look beautiful.
Aw, bless your heart. Thank you. So where are you located, Karen? I know I've talked to you before, but I can't remember where you're located. Where are you?
I live in East Texas. It's called Lufkin.
Oh, I know where Lufton is.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, because I'm a Louisiana girl. I love East Texas because it looks a lot like Louisiana with the beautiful trees and
Yeah, it
all that.
does.
Now, as we were talking, and my moderator said Karen Sue, her Aunt Nita, I wrote Anita. Was that her name?
It was Danita, really, but everybody called her Nita, Nita.
Okay, very good. The lady stepping up is letting me know that though you're calling her your aunt, I'm sorry, someone else is saying she's a Louisiana girl. Oh, Tigers. Okay, back to your Aunt Anita. She is very much showing me that she was, like, she got along with all levels of the family. You know how some people, if they're your aunt, they're kind of standoffish. They're your aunt, this huge respect. She just wanted to be one of the crowd. She was more of a friend than an aunt. Also, she is very much showing that, you know, if you wanted bail money or if you got in trouble, this was the lady to call because she was going to understand where you were coming from.
Yeah, that's her.
I love that about her. I'm sorry, just a second. She's Karen, your husband is your husband in spirit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he passed away 2 years ago.
Okay. There was a gentleman stepping up next to her. At first, I was about to say, "Oh, you also have a dad in spirit," and she stopped me and she pointed to a. I'm not wearing my rings today, but her left hand, her wedding band, and acknowledging that yes, she met him in spirit, and yes, they hang out, and they both. She is saying, and she's laughing when she says this. I don't want to freak anyone out watching me live. She says, yes, they both terrorize you.
Yes.
And when she says that, she means it jokingly. She doesn't literally terrorize you, but all the things that they do to, in your house. Also, they're showing me, I don't know why she's showing me a mouse. Have you had a mouse somewhere in your house or outside?
Um, no, we have cats, and she bought a remote control mouse for the kittens.
Oh, very good. That's what it is. 'Cause I could see a mouse running in your house, but I thought surely Karen does not have no mice running in her house
No.
because Karen would be like shooting holes in the floor trying
Yeah,
to kill that mouse.
yeah, I would.
I know you would. And so that makes sense though. It's a remote control mouse. So again, I know you probably already know this because you watch me live a lot, but for everyone watching, whenever a spirit mentions like this mouse, it is bringing back good memories for Karen because it kind of made her giggle. Spirits love to bring back the memories that make you laugh. She's also talking about, did you get, I think she's telling you to get it. And she's showing me your cat's going into a litter box. And then this, I think I saw it on TV, and then it like cleans it as they go to the bathroom.
I don't have it yet.
Yeah, she's saying that you need to get one because apparently you've been complaining about the litter box smell or
Yeah,
cleaning it.
she had told me here a while back that I needed to get that because it's kind of I need a hip surgery and it's hard to like lean over and get it. She's like, you need one of those.
Okay, very good. So again, for everyone watching, this lady is talking about one of the, I don't even know what it's called, but a self-cleaning litter box. And Karen is acknowledging that her Aunt Nita mentioned that to her, that she needed to get that. So again, more confirmation of who I have here. And also saying that you haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
Now I'm going to switch to your husband real quick because he's stepping up and I'm just going to acknowledge him, even though he's not who you asked for. I'm sure you don't mind hearing from him. He is telling you that surgery needs to happen sooner than later. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I had some issues, like with my hands going numb, and they was going to do injections in my neck before I could get my hip surgery done. But I was waiting for my daughter to have her baby in November and then do my hip surgery.
Okay, so whenever you're talking, because the second you started talking about injections in your neck, your husband kind of pulled me back. Like I felt this huge energy being pulled back. Like, no. Is there not another option besides those injections?
I have to go back and see them. I about decided unless it really gets really bad, I'm scared of it because it sounds too dangerous for me to do. And I don't want to be awake when they do that.
Right.
So,
Now, for everyone watching, I am not a medical medium. But what I will do is I will tell you information coming from spirit. You just use it as a tool in your toolbox and confirm or deny. Now, what he is showing me is, your husband is showing me someone that I go to for massages, Karen, but it's not a normal massage therapist. She does like myotherapy, and it's this huge like releasing of the muscles. So look and see if they have some of that in your area. It's called myotherapy massage.
okay.
And see if that could help you.
Okay.
Your husband is not about those injections in your neck.
Yeah, I really wasn't either.
So, that tells me, Karen, because you were already feeling that you weren't really feeling those injections, your husband is stepping up and acknowledging those aren't right for you. It tells me that you have really good intuition. You just need to kind of learn to roll with it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Miss Karen. Thank you for letting me read your peeps today.
Thank you so much.
Have a good week.
You too.
All right. All right. Had to end that. that. All right. Miss Karen got twofer. She got a twofer.
She got two.
I contacted her aunt, and then her husband stepped right up. All right.
Tea.
Real quick, let's see if we have, we can get rid of, not get rid of. We
We've had
can
new people join.
we can place this gentleman who was not placed. You're welcome, Karen, who was not placed before. I'm hearing this TR name. It sounds like Travis. He died, it feels like his late 30s to early 40s. He had a CDL license. He's showing me he could drive like 18-wheelers, and he could drive other trucks. And so whatever company he worked for, he had to do all of that. It wasn't like he drove an 18-wheeler and that was his job. He's showing me for his work, he had access and drove lots of equipment. He is also showing me that he had beautiful eyes, and especially when he laughed, his eyes would sparkle, and that would resonate because you would have heard that. You would have either said that to this person, or you would have heard it said to him. He had brown hair that he was very proud of because it was very thick. He also had a dog who he absolutely adored. He had facial hair, and he died in an accident. If this gentleman fits you, please just put a yes in the comments. Also, he had at some point injured his legs. He's showing me he'd had a leg injury at some point. That was pretty rough on him. All right. No one's going to claim. Does spirits cross over? Yes. All spirits cross over. You know, I am not into fear mongering, which I know that if I went out and started talking about hauntings and stuck spirits, and if I started doing that, I would probably get a lot more followers, but it's just not true. And fear mongering is, there's nothing to be afraid of. The only spirits I am ever afraid of are the ones that are still incarnated in human bodies, because there is so much free will involved, and people can make the choice to be evil while they're on this earth. If people are talking about a spirit attachment, no, they're just using their own projection of what's inside of them and blaming it on a spirit attachment. Don't blame a spirit because you're making bad choices. I mean, we all make bad choices. Are ghosts around at all? Spirits are around. I mean, there's not one person in this world that does not have spirits around them. We all come to this earth with a team. We have spirit guides, we have angels around us, and we have past loved ones. All right. No one, my hair is beautiful. Sunny, you know how much I appreciate that, because I just got back from a massage and it's all greasy. I so appreciate you saying that. Someone asked if I have diabetes. No, but I have cancer. Maybe that's what you're hearing, is you got rumblings of that I have something wrong with me.
Can you explain to Alexis? She says she's a psychic medium, but she can't connect to her past loved ones.
Okay, someone on here says that they're a psychic medium and they can't connect to their own past loved ones. It's just difficult because, so when your spirits step up and they're your own, what are they going to tell you that you don't already know about them? It's very difficult to, so this is a prime example of, y'all, clearly I am a trained psychic medium. Y'all see me do this frequently, and there are tons of recordings up there of me being kick-ass accurate. So the other day, I had, I could feel my own spirits around me, not really thinking much about it. I rolled into a meeting with another medium, and she was really focusing on my last name, Godwin. Just really talking about it. I've talked to this medium before. She's never mentioned my last name. She was just talking about how much she liked my last name, Godwin. Well, yeah, okay, whatever. We talked about it. Then she started talking about her partner. Her partner's name was the same as my dad's name. Godwin is my maiden name. I don't do business under my married name. And so it was my dad who I could feel him around me all day, but I hadn't stopped to really tap in and see what he wanted, saying, hey, 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 I'm around you. So it's the same when you are with other people, Alexis. You are getting messages from your people. You can tap into them. You're just doubting and questioning yourself, which we all do because it's hard when you're reading yourself. So you're absolutely getting your own relatives. It's just hard because you think you're reading from your memory. All right. Let's see here.
If you want to the T name or am I picking something?
No, you can pick someone.
Angel, Son, DJ. Ruth Ann. Doug.
Miss Ruth Ann.
It's been a minute.
Your husband, Doug. Okay, so Miss Ruth Ann, I think you know the drill. Heal heart chakra. I'll get to that later.
Yeah, I knew you wanted to talk about that.
Okay. Ruth Ann, Doug is stepping up and he is acknowledging that there has been. Did y'all's anniversary just pass? I'm feeling like we're really close to the anniversary, and he's acknowledging that, and he's saying happy anniversary, babe. He's also talking about you have recently had some work done on the house, or you needed some work done and you were really questioning whether you should have had that done. And he's acknowledging that it's something he would have done in the past. He would have taken care of it, and so you kind of felt a little bit out of your element because it's not something you ever had to deal with. He's also showing me you signing papers on something. So you've recently purchased something where you had to sign papers.
I wonder where Ruth Ann went.
Miss Ruth Ann, are you on here?
She was here for a long time.
All right, we might have a spirit up for grabs. All right, looks like Miss Ruth Ann has left, so let's see who this spirit belongs to. All right, yeah, listen up. Okay, so this gentleman stepping up is letting me know he had heart issues. I'm still hearing a D name off of him, Douglas David, something like that. He was tall. He was, I would say, just over 6 feet. He worked with cars. I make notes as we're reading. That's what I'm doing. He worked with cars. And he has shown me over, and so I'm not sure if he worked with the selling of cars or in the financing of cars, but he is showing me helping people with paperwork related to cars.
Well, it is.
He is also showing me he had an issue with his heart for a while, and he had me going to the doctor and was getting treated for it. He just didn't take it as seriously as he should have. He was all about taking his medication. He was not about watching his diet and doing what he needed to do on that end. All right, does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? Let me recap real quick. Happy birthday. Okay. He is telling me that he had a D name, Douglas Doug. He passed. He had heart issues. He was tall. Okay, the trauma queen says yes, 99%. The trauma queen, I'm about to ask you to go live. Let's see if she's going to accept.
Hi, I'm sorry. I just realized that you just said Douglas, and that doesn't connect, so I don't want to take I don't
Okay,
know.
so let's stop for a minute before I let you go. Does everything else match?
Okay. Yes,
Is there a D
it
name
does.
around him? Is there someone around him with a D name?
Yeah, he has a brother named Douglas.
Okay, very good. Then this is it. I was gonna say, when you said, "Oh, it sounds like you," I said, "Yeah, it does feel like you." Um, so I'm sorry, I had to turn you up. Oh, and he's making my
Okay.
lights.
Here, let me take my headphones out real quick. That might, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. All right,
Okay.
so everything fits. And did he sell cars or did he work with the financing of cars?
So he had a bunch of cars and he pretty much bought cars for me my entire life, like at least three or four of them, and he was always buying cars. So I don't know if that's kind of
Very good.
different
No,
or
no,
not.
that would
But he
absolutely
did
fit.
not sell them
He was very much
or
showing
work in
me,
financing.
he was showing me, cars, and I could see paperwork with cars. So whether you finance it or not, you still have to fill out the paperwork. And then you said it's his brother whose name is Douglas. Now,
Paperwork, yeah.
is this your dad?
Yeah.
Okay, I felt like your dad.
Yeah, we always did like the paperwork of it. It's my grandpa.
Oh, your grandpa.
He's like a dad to me, because my dad was pretty absent. Yeah.
And I want everyone to acknowledge that a lot when I say, "Oh, is this a dad?" And she said it was like a dad to her very much. When I feel the energy coming through as a dad, that means I feel that energetic vibration in your life. Now, I'm sorry, what is your name? Oh, is she still, what's your name? Are you still there?
You're cutting out really bad. Hold on.
Oh,
I don't know if it's me or you. Okay, you're good now.
okay.
What were you gonna say?
I said, what is your name?
Brittany?
Brittany. All right. I hated to keep calling you the trauma queen. Brittany, your grandfather is very much acknowledging. Are you currently in a relationship or did you just get out of one?
No, I'm single
Okay.
and have been for about 3 years.
Okay. He's acknowledging that the last relationship you were in was not I'm gonna keep this high level. So if you were here for a personal reading, there were 7 people on here, we'd get into more detail. So I'm gonna keep it high level from what he's saying. It wasn't a great fit for you, and it caused you. There was a lot of gaslighting going on in that last relationship.
Yes. Yes.
I was looking for the word that I could say without giving details. That's the word.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is
Absolutely. Yeah.
he's also acknowledging that, he's actually he's showing me a text I sent to a friend earlier today. And so this is going to be for you and everyone out there listening because it's great advice. So I had been talking to a friend of mine about someone she was seeing, and their words and their actions have to match. If they don't, you always go with the actions because it's easy to say anything. It's the actions that follow along. Whenever you want a partner or a spouse, the universe works much like that. If you are saying, I want someone who loves and respects me, but you're allowing people to treat you opposite, the universe is confused because you're allowing someone to disrespect you. So they're assuming that's okay. That's the energy of the reading. The universe, you're going to continue to get that into your life. And your grandfather is acknowledging that you have done a lot of healing over these last 18 months. And
Yeah.
you have finally gotten that in your head that if you want to be treated with respect, you have to put up strong boundaries and stand by them. And he is saying that you have been doing a good job of that. And I wouldn't say recently. I don't know what you call recently. I'd say in the last 6 months. That's what he's giving me. Someone has actually called you out, like that said that you were okay, if anyone doesn't want to hear this cuss word, please put your fingers in your ears. Someone has recently said that you were acting bitchy or that you were a bitch or something, and all you were doing was you were putting up boundaries and standing in your truth. But they were trying to make you feel bad about that. Do you know who your grandfather is referencing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So When a spirit references something that has happened and that I don't know about it, it's a couple of things. One thing, it proves that they're around you. It proves that I have them. And also he wants to validate you. That's more important. He wants to validate you that you are on the right path. Also, do you work with hair?
I do not.
Okay. Why does he keep making me want to, he keeps pointing out my hairdresser. Like, have you recently had your hair done?
No, but my sister is like a huge, like a braider. Like she's always braiding my niece's hair, and we're always sending each other like reels of like braids of hairstyles and stuff. So maybe that
Very.
has something to do with
That must be because she just kept, and I can't braid, but my hairdresser, of course, can. So
it.
that's exactly what he's referencing. Now, your niece is little, like around 5 or so, 4 or 5.
Yes, yes, correct. She's
Okay.
5.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, and she's
So
been having a really hard time with him being gone. So it's really sad.
he
So
is.
young, you know.
Yes. So now a couple of things for people listening. Whenever her dad started talking about hair, it brought up a memory for Brittany. She said, "Oh, that's my sister who braids Denise's hair." I knew her dad or her grandfather was trying to get me to them. So I was like, "Okay, what do you have to say about them?" Just know that little girl, he visits her in her dreams. So if she ever, and I want to say like Papa or like, I don't think I called him Grandpa. Did you call him like Papa or something?
We called him Poppy. Yeah.
Papa. Okay. I knew that Grandpa was not at Poppy. Okay. Whenever she says, I saw Poppy, Poppy visited me, he actually did. Also, your sister has either like a security system. She has cameras in her house somewhere. And so when she sees the orbs on those cameras, he wants her to know that is him. All right. Thank you so much,
I'll have
Brittany,
to
for
ask her
letting me.
about that. I'm not sure about
Okay. No, very good. I knew you wouldn't
that.
know,
Thank
but
you. I
just
appreciate
asking
it.
about it. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. All
I don't.
right. That was fun. Thank you, Miss Brittany, for going live with me. I appreciate that. I know it can be, if you're not used to, I don't think much about it because, I go live so often. I'm like, okay, let's go live. Let's go. But if you're not used to going live, it can be a little bit intimidating, even if your face isn't there to have that voice out. Okay. We were going to talk about the heart chakra, right? You're welcome, Brittany. So someone said they need the heart chakra healed. That's such a huge subject. So I'm just going to do a surface level about it. It's important to keep all your chakras open. Typically, when your heart chakra needs to be healed, there's trauma work you need to do. There's shadow work, releasing of triggers, and that kind of thing. Keep an eye out. I did just do some workshops on releasing of triggers. It just closed down, so I won't be offering again for a little while. But if you go to my website and join my mailing list, you will be notified when I offer that class again. So there is a 10-minute chakra meditation on YouTube. I don't know who does it. If you just go to YouTube and search 10-minute chakra meditation, there is one. I like it because it's 10 minutes and you can do all your chakras at one time. So if you specifically need to heal your heart chakra, that is usually an indication there is trauma work, triggers you need to release, that kind of thing. It's important to keep all of your chakras aligned and open. And the reason is, if you have one chakra, let's say my throat chakra is huge. Okay, let's say my throat chakra is huge. What is it next to? It's next to my third eye and my heart. So if my throat chakra is huge and not in proportion to all the others, it can start drawing energy up of all of them. It's very important to keep them all aligned. And really important, do not underestimate the value of your root chakra and being grounded on this earth. If you start opening the rest of your chakras, especially your crown, without grounding, you can get like dizzy and lightheaded because you're living up here and without being grounded to this earth. All right. Was that it? Was that all the questions? All right, real quick, I'm going to recap this gentleman who's been hanging out for a little bit, who has not been claimed. So let's see if we can get him claimed. His name, I have a TR name around him. It's like Travis Trent, something like that. He died, I keep hearing 38, but if he was in his late 30s, early 40s, he's showing me he had a CDL license. He drove a lot of different bigger vehicles for his job. He died in an accident. He had brown hair and really pretty eyes. He is showing me, I know this poor guy, Alexis, we need to get him claimed, right? He's just hanging here waiting. He had really pretty eyes that would like sparkle when he laughed, and that's relevant because you would have told him about it or you would have heard someone telling him about it. Had facial hair, and I'm not sure if I repeated it this time, but he died in an accident. If this guy sounds familiar, put yes in the comments. And like the last person who claimed the spirit, I was hearing this Douglas name, and it wasn't the grandfather's name, it was his brother's name. So think about that when you're trying to place this Travis Trent guy. Oh, girl in the air. Can she go live?
Yeah.
Oh, girl in the air. I'm going to ask you to go live. I want to see who this guy is for you. Let's see if she's invite was sent. Hello, girl in the air.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Now, what's your name?
My name's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. So who is this gentleman to you?
My boyfriend,
Oh, very good. And what was his name?
Joa.
What is the TR name around him?
The guy that tried to save him was named Travis, that was there when he died.
Very good. I just got chills when you said that. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. So recap for everyone. I said, the Travis name around him, and she is saying that the guy who tried to save him. Now, did he die at work?
No, he didn't. He was with work friends.
Okay, very good. Very good. I knew it had something to do. I had some work energy around him whenever he was talking about that. And what did he do for a living? Why am I seeing all this heavy equipment around
He
him?
was a contractor and owned an excavation company and a construction company.
Very good. All right, perfect. Now, Michelle, did you just pop on?
Yes, I did.
I've been trying to give this guy away now for, I don't know, he was the first one that stepped up. So not too long, but I've been trying to give him away for about 45 minutes now.
Wow. Yeah, I just signed on just a few minutes. I caught the tail end of it and I thought, well, I'll put yes, and if she sees me, then it's meant to be kind of thing.
Very
So,
good. I don't even read the comments very often. I was like, oh, look, someone grabbed him. Michelle, he's being so sweet. He's talking about, now, did he leave kids behind?
yes, 5.
Mm-hmm. He is acknowledging that. He's also talking about how he had been kind of gun shy with you. Now, had you noticed that he loved you, but he was kind of hesitant in this relationship to push it to the next level?
100%.
It's because he had been burned so badly before.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
And he is saying that he should have listened. He's referencing how I'm always telling people, listen to your gut instinct and follow it and stop living in your head. And he's like, he should have followed his damn gut and married you.
Yes,
And now
yes.
he's being funny. So it says a lot about his personality because he's kind of doing a dance around and saying he should have put a ring on it.
Yep. He was the life of the party for sure and very funny and
And dancing
yes,
around.
and yeah, I know he would have married me in a second, but there was just a lot involved with 5 kids and money, a lot of money.
I cannot imagine. What?
Alexa reminded us, everybody, that you even said that this person came through in your meditation before you came on.
Oh, you know what? So I'm sorry, my moderator I was listening to him. Sorry, Michelle. But when I was in meditation, and I did say this when I first brought this gentleman through, because I sit in meditation before I do a live, before I go into a reading. And this gentleman was with me in meditation. Because I was trying to drop into meditation. I just kept hearing Travis, 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 Travis. And I said, I said, okay, dude, if you're for my live, just show up in the live. I'll bring you through. And he was the first one that brought through. So he was very anxious to talk to you.
Oh, I've been feeling him all day today and I haven't felt him for a while, but today I have been.
Isn't that funny? Now, do you normally follow me or you just happen to
Yes.
pop on?
No, I normally follow you. I just don't get on TikTok that too often.
Very
Or
good.
I've been trying to limit my TikTok.
It can be a little bit,
It
before you know
takes
it, like
over. Yeah.
30 minutes has passed. And you're like, oh my goodness, I just wasted 30 minutes of my life. Um, he is acknowledging that he sends you all kinds of things, but we're going to start with the butterflies.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been noticing, but if you notice butterflies around you earlier in the year, he is acknowledging. He's also saying that, he had a great love for music. He loved music.
Yes.
And so he is going to get to you through music. Whatever you listen to music on, he's going to mess with that.
Yeah. I
He's
feel
going to
like every song is from him. It's so funny.
absolutely. And so for everyone listening, whatever your spirit loved, that's what they're going to get to you through. And so
Yeah.
I could tell this guy loved music, and he is. I'm going to laugh if you were listening to music later today and Put a Ring on It pops up.
Yeah. 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 I know that for sure. He bought me a brand new Cadillac right before he passed, the month before he passed, and was like, this is just to tell you how much I love you. I'm not ready for the next step. I mean, he was, but he was just too in his head about it, what other people would say, because it was quick for us, you know.
Yes, 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 absolutely. And and also he was showing me protecting, like he was protecting his kids. He
Yes,
was just
yes,
wanting to make sure he uh, really did it in the right way, so it wasn't going
yes,
to come back to him hit his kids. He is acknowledging that it had gotten ugly between him and his ex,
yes, very.
and he just felt like his kids didn't need any more trauma in
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
He is also saying, have you noticed, like, laying in bed and you felt like there was someone laying beside you? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I feel him a lot in my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I've woken up a couple of times where I felt somebody touch me, or I feel the bed indent.
Yes,
And it's
yes.
just
He's
a
like,
second. It's just like a split second,
it
and you're like,
is.
"Oh, did I imagine that?"
You did not.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's such a blessing.
It is. And, I love that he brought that up so that you know that is him and you're not in your head. He's around you all the time. And he is very much saying he's not overstating it when he says that you are the love of his life. You brought him out of a very dark
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, that's what his family was grateful for, that he died so loved and got to feel that because he never had it in his former marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's a
Yes,
blessing for sure.
you very much, like, I just see him. The vision he gave me is he's leaned over like this. I see darkness all around him, and you just shine this bright light and push
Yeah,
away.
yeah, I can see the pictures from when the night I met him to the end, how much he transformed into this gorgeous man because he started to love himself. It was
Isn't that
so, it
true?
was so beautiful. Yeah, grief is brutal. I struggle so much. So this is very, very healing and confirmation. Grief is so desperate, you just want a sign, a message that what you feel is real.
Yes, grief is desperate. Grief is tough. I just put out, for anyone watching, I have a podcast called Spiritual Talk with Christy Godwin and Friends. And the episode I just dropped yesterday was, I was talking to a mom who had lost a child, and we're talking, the desperation. And when you have walked through grief, not like to this level, nothing else compares. Now, real quick, I was about to close it down, but he wasn't finished. Because we got on the subject of grief. And he's very much talking about Michelle. One of the beautiful things he loves about you is you have allowed grief, you've surrendered to it. Like, you haven't fought it, you have felt
Right.
it, you've walked through,
Yep.
and it hasn't turned you bitter.
No, I never did go through the anger stage or blaming why me. I always felt grateful for the experience and the love. And grief has been brutal. And I didn't medicate, drugs, alcohol, or whatever like that. I
Mm-hmm.
just leaned into it and said, I'm going to walk through this fire. It's still bad. It'll be 3 years next month. And
Absolutely.
it's still so hard. I mean, it sometimes just takes my breath away because I can't believe he's gone. He's so present, and he was a larger than life guy. that it's still
Mhm.
so hard to feel that he's gone. And I
Yes.
lost everything, my home, the kids, the car, my business. I moved out of state, so I left all my, so it was a lot, a
Mhm.
lot.
It is. And I want everyone, I love the way you said that, Michelle. And I hope everyone watching was really listening about you don't ever get over grief. You just walk through it and you
Yeah.
surrender to it. And whatever you have to do to get through it, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you just learn to live with it, but it's painful.
And it
And
can take your breath away. And
oh,
something else that just came to me, and so I'm wondering if he put this in my head, that sometimes people will even feel guilty when they have a moment of happiness because then they feel like,
yeah,
who am I to be happy without my loved one here?
right. Yeah,
And
I just want to be with him. I don't even feel like I'm living. I feel like I'm just surviving. Because I
he
just,
is very much talking about if to honor him, to the best thing you can do is to find joy, that he loves your laugh and you don't
yeah,
dwell on it.
yeah. I know. I'm trying, but you're just changed. I miss who I used to be. It's
Absolutely.
just
And
gone.
that is, I love the way you put that. You miss who you used to be.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes, because you will never be that person again. You will
No,
never be
I
that person
won't.
again.
I miss her. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle, for letting me read your.
Thank you too. I hope your cancer journey is going well too. I think about you often.
Well, thank you. Well, I have scans October 25th. We'll see. Fighting it like hell. We'll see who wins.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Have a
so
good
much.
weekend.
Okay, you too. Bye.
All right. That was beautiful. Michelle was so poignant in her talking about grief. Let me tell you, grief is tough. It changes you at a soul level. All right. I'm so glad we found who this gentleman belonged to. He must have been waiting because I tell you, he joined me in the meditation. He was the first one popping up. He was waiting for her. He was probably like, get on, go to TikTok, get on TikTok. All right. What are we at now? Are we just doing another spirit led? Or
You can, if you like. Leave your name if you like.
okay, let's see who we got here. Okay, I have this is a dad energy. I'm hearing an H name off of him, like Harold, Harry. He is showing me he was a golfer. He loved golfing. He is also showing me that he had very much of a routine. He is going to the golf course, he's finishing golf, he's coming home, and he's having a drink. It's like that was his routine. So he was very much retired. He lived in a very sunny place. I don't know if I would go as far to say Florida, but he is showing me where he was. It was like a Florida, Arizona, where he was. It was warm and sunny all the time. He had a lot of health concerns. Like he is showing me, this did not kill him. This is not what took his life, but he had a lot of skin cancer issues that he kept having to have removed. But that's not what took him off the earth. But it did bother him. Oh, Reina Rivera has also already claimed him. Oh, look at you, Reina. You can go live also. Okay, Reina, I'm about to ask you to go live. Yeah, we're just living it up today. Hi, Reina.
I'm wondering if that's my dad. He always had skin issues and he lived in Arizona.
Okay, very good. And the golfing thing?
Yeah, he loved golfing.
Okay, very good. And the skin issues were so prevalent. Like I was trying to actually, so as a medium, you go after information and you take what the spirit gives you. So I was actually trying to get to what killed him, and he wasn't even, or took him off this earth. He wasn't even talking about that. He was showing me the skin issues because that's what bothered him the most. It was always something constant going on with his skin.
Yeah.
Also, did he like to have before dinner drinks?
Uh, no, I don't. I'm
What
not.
is okay? Let me tell you what he's showing me then. See if we can.
I'm trying to see if that is my dad.
Oh, enough of the other stuff has matched. It's got to be. It's just, am I getting? So he's showing me drinking something out of a short glass. Do you know what that was?
No. He became very distant from me. I ended up being his caretaker at end of life. So, we had a strained relationship. It was
Okay.
painful.
Okay. So it's not that it's just not something you can confirm.
I no.
Okay, very good. This goes back to what your dad was. My next piece of identifying information, had you not claimed him right away, was going to be that he was pretty selfish and self-centered. And I was going to say, before you had claimed him, you already recognized that, but I would have said, think outside the box, because sometimes we look at people through rose-colored glasses, especially after they pass. But he is very much acknowledging his words, not mine, that he was a self-centered asshole. Those are his words, Raina, not mine.
No, I know.
He is also talking about how he felt like true power was in being able to control and dominate people around him. Also, he's acknowledging that he was not the best husband in the world.
Nope.
We're not going to get into the details of how I know that and what he said to me. We will just leave it at that since we're on a live with a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
Now your mom is still on planet
Yeah.
and they were divorced.
Yes.
I don't know if she believes in mediumship.
Yes, he does.
Okay, very good. I was going to say, for everyone watching, I always tell people don't pass along the message unless people believe in mediumship. I'm not here to mess with people's
She
belief
feels him
system.
a lot, so.
He is around her a lot. He's very much acknowledging and taking ownership for that divorce and saying it was his fault. And how much he loved her. And your mom, like when he is showing me the process of this divorce, and at any point he had tried to make any real changes or apologies to your mom, she would have forgiven him and tried to make it work. He was just too arrogant to make those changes. Now he is also, Raina, did you have a miscarriage or an abortion?
No.
He's acknowledging that he has the baby. Who around you and your family had a miscarriage or an abortion? Do you know?
My brother's wife.
Okay, very good. If you want to let them know that he is acknowledging that he has the baby.
Okay.
Now, for your brother and anyone else watching, whenever you incarnate on Earth, and again, I'm not here to mess with your belief system, so if you don't like what I'm saying, just ignore it. When you incarnate on Earth, your avatar body cannot handle your entire soul. So you have a part of you that's left back in heaven. It's called your higher self. Those kind of words. So when a baby passes, they just merge back with their infinite self. I see a baby because how else would you know? If I'd said, oh, I see that someone in your family lost a child, you'd be like, no, they didn't. So I see what they're showing me, what you can identify, which is the miscarriage. Now, Raina, your dad is talking about, are you in a relationship?
No, not as of now.
All right, Dad, what are you telling me about that? Have you been talking to someone?
I just went through a breakup.
And are you currently talking to someone new?
No.
You will be very soon. How soon? Let me see if I can get from your dad. How soon? Okay, I'm hearing by the end of November. If you're not in a exclusive relationship, you're going to be certainly on your path. You have met someone new. He is also saying He's referencing back. I don't know how long you've been on my live, but referencing back to making sure you're putting up boundaries and making people respect you. He is telling me that your dad is talking about you're emotionally intelligent, so you understand why people do some of the things they do, but in that understanding, you also sometimes forgive them when, yeah, you should forgive them, but instead, you keep them in your life instead of putting up those boundaries. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Very good. Also, have you been thinking about changing jobs?
Sort of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Just acknowledging that, and whatever you're doing, it's not horrible. There's just a better option out there for you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for claiming your dad and
Thank
going live
you.
with me.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. All right. Thank you for claiming your dad here. That was Miss Raina. I appreciate you. All right. Who we got, CJ? All right, you want to do psychic?
Okay, I got some really cool names.
Okay. Apparently, my moderator has some cool names, and he wants me to read them.
I think it's Julie. It comes across Julie Rue. Julie.
Okay.
Grandpa Lovey.
What is that?
Lovy.
Lovy. Huh.
You just don't hear that very often.
No, you don't. Okay, Miss Julie, can I pay for reading now? I don't take money on my lives. The only place you can pay for a reading is on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. Now, I am booked out for my normal readings to the end of October. I do have every week I will put last minute readings on my website. And those are Thursday evening. I have one at 4 p.m. Central Time and one 5 p.m. Central Time. To get the last minute reading, when you go to my website, an icon pops up that says last minute reading. So you can click there, or you can go to events and click there. So last minute readings on my website are either on the icon that says last minutes or on the events. I don't take money any other way besides through my website. Do readings wear me out?
Yes.
My moderator said yes. I do limit how many I do in a day. Just because I used to do a lot more before cancer, but now I really try to take healing from that. So I really try to guard my energetic and physical health. Do I ever get headaches from them? No. I take that back. I have. The only time I've ever gotten headaches is whenever I have done he answered for us. He knows. It's like I do something called Mystic Fest, which is a festival, and I read from 10 in the morning till 6 at night, and I don't stop. It's just back to back to back to back to back. Then sometimes I will get a headache just because I'm so exhausted at the end of the day. All right. Julie, your grandpa Lovey.
I haven't seen Julie in a minute.
So if you're on here, Miss
Oh,
Julie.
there she is, Grandpa Lovey.
All right, there you go. Julie Rue.
And
There we
she
go.
can left.
She can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Julie Rue, I'm about to ask you if you can go live. I just sent you an invite. Let's see. I so appreciate everyone who is sharing my live. Thank you. Thank you. It really helps me in the algorithms. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi,
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very good. I'm going on a limb here. Usually I don't invite people to go live until I actually have proven I have their grandfather. And so my moderator is like, she can go live. It's like, oh, let's go live. I'm like, oh, well, here we go. I better bring
Well, I hope he comes through.
it. Okay, I do have a gentleman stepping up, and he is just bombarding me with information. So we'll see what you can identify. Was your grandfather kind of a country boy?
My other grandfather was.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see which one we have here. All right. This gentleman is showing me he's actually showing me overalls, and sometimes overalls when I do readings it's just a representation that they were country, that they were from. And he is showing me growing up or spending some of his life out in the woods. I don't mean living in the woods, but in a house, but kind of in a rural setting. He's also showing me that he always wore, like he would shave and always wore this old man's cologne. I'm smelling Old Spice, but if you said, oh, it was Aramis or something like that, I'd absolutely take it. It's just my sign for a old man. What else is he showing me? This gentleman is showing me that he had a great faith about him. He wasn't someone who threw a Bible at people to help them understand, that because he wanted them to believe. He wasn't judgy, but he had a deep faith.
I have to just stop you for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The Grandpa Lovey, that doesn't sound like my other grandpa died a year before I was born. So I don't know much about him other than he was a farmer. He lived on a farm. That's all, I don't know like the cologne or if he was a man of deep faith.
Okay, very good. So now for everyone watching, when you come to me for a one-on-one reading, don't go anywhere, Julie. We're going to delve into this deeper. This will frequently happen. Like you will say you want whatever. I pull up a spirit and it's someone else. Now, he is going to give the first information he gave me was the only information that Julie could identify, which he was a farmer and he was a farm boy and he lived in a rural setting. That was the first thing he gave me. I started digging into him for deeper details, and that's when he gave me other things. And it's not that Julie is saying no, she's saying she can't identify. Okay, so now what your other this other gentleman I'm talking to is acknowledging that part of his name was passed down. Can you acknowledge that?
Yes, to me. I'm Jewish, and it's a tradition when somebody dies to name your child after that person, whoever it is, and his name was Joseph. And so I was named a J name. Very
good. So guess who we have here?
That's awesome.
So now again, for everyone watching, as I was telling y'all, explaining what was going on here, I told this gentleman, I said, okay, you got to give me something else that Julie can identify. And so he showed me, the name being passed down. Now you're telling me that, is your whole family Jewish?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense then, because every Jewish person I know is one of deep faith. And when I tried to give him a Bible, he kind of tossed it to the side. Typically, that is a sign that they had a deep faith, but they weren't going to hit someone over the Bible with it. Now, he tossed the Bible aside because that wasn't his gig. He was Jewish.
Okay.
He is also acknowledging, Julie, that now, if you come to me for a one-on-one reading, the first thing I say to you before I even roll into the readings is let go of who you think might step up, because just because you are not energetically connected to someone on earth doesn't mean once they pass, you're not connected. And this is absolutely one of those situations. This gentleman is around you all the time. He is also saying that he loves to hear you sing in the car.
I'm not a good singer.
But he loves to hear it because you are so joyful when you do it. And he is saying that you belt it. There was like he is showing me, actually, you're getting into some song and you're like, you must be stopped at a red light or something, because you're like belting it and you're hitting the steering wheel. So when Spirit, I don't know how many times you've watched me read, but when spirits mention things that I wouldn't know, it's a sign they are around you. I don't let spirits say, hey, tell them I'm around. They have to prove it. Now, Julie, have you recently been looking for another job within your company or outside of your company?
I'm looking for some sort of gig work, but I'm not working at the moment.
Gig work.
Something that I can do outside of a workspace.
Are
like
you
a
talking
traditional office?
Like you don't want something in traditional office? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to tell me what he's saying about that. He is showing me. Okay, so I'm not sure where you live or this is something that's feasible, but what he showed me was someone I know who is a merchandiser for Hershey's. So whenever you go into stores, you go into grocery stores, you go into gas stations, things will be set up and the people come in and set them up they're merchandisers for the home company, whether it's Hershey's or Coca-Cola, whoever it is. And so your job is to go into the store and set up the display. And you can build your own hours when you do that. You can do it as long as it gets done by a certain day, you can build your own hours. And that's what he was showing me. I'm not sure if that's something you'd be interested in.
It's something I've actually thought about before.
Oh, okay. Very good. So I love you've thought about it. And the fact that you've thought about it and now your grandfather is mentioning it, I would actually pursue it. It's
Okay.
him verifying that, yes, you're on the right path. He is very much showing me something. I do something called soul plans for anyone out there listening, and for you, Julie. I do something called soul plans, and it just is based on the energetic vibration of your name. And there's a certain number in there, which is a 5-5, that is an ethereal number. And those people do not do well at corporate gigs because they cannot handle sitting behind a desk. They can't handle having their wings clipped. And he's very much showing me that that he's dropping this 5-5 in, which makes sense. It also means that you're extremely intuitive. Have you noticed that about yourself?
Yes.
Make sure you're honoring that, because he is saying sometimes if it seems a little bit outlandish, which we all do this, so no judgment. I do it myself. I'm a trained medium. If it seems outlandish, you don't follow your intuition, you talk your way out of it.
I do.
And he is saying that's exactly when you should be listening to. It's those moments when it's something that you would not have thought of. That's when you can tell it is really your intuition coming at you. It's something that came at you out of the blue and you're like, I never thought of that. Why the heck would I do that? No, thank you. That's exactly when your intuition is going to be at work. He is also saying that, he sent you the hummingbirds.
I haven't seen I've seen birds outside my window, but like through the blinds. I don't know what kind of birds they are, but I wondered if it was a sign, but I don't know.
It was him. Also, he is showing me he sends a female, it feels like a female older than you, hummingbirds. So be asking around your family who is seeing the hummingbirds and let them know it's him.
Okay. It could be my mom.
It felt like your mom, but I wasn't going to.
She knew him. I didn't, but she knew him.
Okay, very good. It felt like your mom, but I wasn't going to nail it down to that. Okay, real quick, your other grandfather, I'm just going to say this real quick and then I'm going to close it down. But is there a picture of your other grandfather in front of a Studebaker car? Have you seen that?
Huh. There might be. I don't know. Putting, just off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay. There's a gentleman stepping up next to this grandfather, and real quick, I said, make it quick. I felt like he was your other grandfather, and he is showing me a photograph of him. It's a black and white photograph. He is rather tall in it. He's wearing lighter color pants, which are probably khaki, but they, look light in this picture. He's wearing a black belt, black shoes, a button-up shirt tucked in, and he's standing in front of a car. It looks like a Studebaker, but if you said it was some other kind of car, I could go with it, because I am certainly not someone who is familiar with different.
Yeah, I don't know what they look like. So
it's an old car with a big front end. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your time today, Julie.
I really appreciate it.
Of course. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. And that is why I always describe the spirit stepping up so we can make sure we have the right one. Do you include questions regarding the future in the reading? If you're talking about a one-on-one reading, absolutely. So if you come to me for a one-on-one reading, I always start with spirits, and they answer the vast majority. I can't tell you towards the end of a reading, I will say, do you have any questions for me? And people will hold up their sheet of paper and they will say, you covered them all. So yes, spirits do address the future. If they don't answer your questions, then I just have it psychically and answer. All right, we are going to roll into some psychic questions. So please put them in the comments.
Mo Wonderland, am I intuitive?
Someone just asked if they were intuitive, and I do not have to tap that person to answer the question, because every single person walking this earth is intuitive. Everyone can do what I do. All I do is tap back to heaven. God would not have put some of us on this earth with the ability, well, given it to us all. I have just done a lot of practicing, a lot of schooling, a lot of practicing.
You see, like Leah marrying Mike.
Is Leah going to marry Mike? You know, honey, I don't see that. Energy can change.
Will Jaylene and her family have their home soon?
Jaylene or somebody wants to know if her and her family are going to have their home soon. I'm getting a positive on that. Might not pronounce your name correctly, but yes, I'm getting that. Let's see. Devin, will I purchase land for Christmas this year? I'm not feeling before Christmas, but I'm feeling in that time frame. Like, is it in January, February? I'm feeling towards the beginning of next year. And, you know, Devin, what I was feeling, did you recently have like a deal fall through? Because I felt like, you know, I was getting from Spirit that you were on the verge of purchasing some land, and like the deal fell through and something happened.
Will my daughter get pregnant this year?
Someone wants to know if their daughter is going to get pregnant this year. I am not feeling a pregnancy this year. I do want to mention something. It's very, you know, the questions that you ask are specific, because I had someone on here, I didn't realize it was the same person. They asked me if their IVF was going to work this year. And I said no. And so then they made a quick 15-minute appointment with me. So you can go on my website. I offer 15-minute appointments if you just have a quick question. So I didn't realize it was the same person. And she was asking me about IVF, and she said, you know, we were walking through this timeline. She said, is it going to work? I said, well, it is going to work, but I was walking her through the time frame, and I said, you know, I feel that by the time you get through all the testing and you actually have the embryos implanted, it's going to be next year, like in January, February. And she said, and then she realized that was the problem. She had asked me on the live if the IVF was going to work this year. No. When I read the situation, and then I knew it's going to be next year. So when you ask questions, just know it's all about how you ask them. Okay. Mandy wants to know, will I be doing better financially soon? You know, Mandy, I am feeling you will, and I'm feeling it's because of your grit. I see you making a budget, and you are sticking to that budget come hell or high water, and that's what's going to get you out of it. Lily, will love come soon for me? I do feel positivity about that. I've been having dreams lately. Are they messages? They are. Hope, will I get a GA position for school? You know what? I'm not feeling positivity towards that, but I'm also feeling it could be like the energy can be changed. So go after it. Just go hard. Don't just lightly go after it. Go hard.
Should Bobby go into doula work?
Bobby, you should go into doula work. That is really a gift for you. Oh my goodness, I'm getting chills when I think about it. Yes, yes, yes. What else we got?
Is Alyssa pregnant?
Oh, Alyssa, are you pregnant? I'm not feeling a positivity around that. Go practice some more. Okay. Rach, will I work the job I'm at or have any other jobs in the future? Okay, is Rach going to be switching jobs in the future? You are going to be switching jobs in the future.
Is a farm in Kayla's future?
Is a farm in Kayla's future? I do feel a farm in your future. I've been kind of feeling that myself. Okay, Haley, gosh, I can't see the first part of that question. Oh, and she just jumped. Gosh. Something about will she be moving out of the country? Or is moving out of the country good for her? Let's start there. Yes, moving out of the country is definitely, I just feel you spreading your wings and going. So yes, yes, yes. Kristen, will my husband be okay? So this is one of those ambiguous questions. I'm getting yes, he's going to be okay, but you know, what does okay mean? What does okay mean to you? You have to be specific. All right, Jennifer, will I remarry? You know, Jennifer, I'm feeling a small no, and I'm feeling a small, when I feel something so small, the energy can be changed. I'm hearing that you definitely like have some healing to do and some heart chakra work, which is related to shadow work, releasing triggers, and those kinds of things. And also I'm seeing you putting up boundaries.
Will Andrea marry?
Is Andrea going to marry? I do feel you marrying Andrea. Leah, is Mike still talking intimately with me only? I do feel only you, and will he reach out soon? I do feel him reaching out soon.
Will I build on my property from my dad?
Someone wants to know if they're gonna.
Will I build on my property?
Oh,
It came from my dad.
someone wants to know if they're gonna build on the property from their dad. I do feel that. And you know, I don't feel a huge house, but it's a perfect house. Like it's just perfectly sized for you, and you are so in love with that house. I love that. I love that. I love
It looks
that.
like Gail. Will I move out of state?
Gail wants to know if she will move out of state. I do feel you moving out of state, Gail. Rachel wants to know, will I find a new home for my son and I soon? I do feel positivity about that. All right.
Will a random question?
What's that?
Will a random question? What do dreams about babies mean?
What do dreams about babies mean? Needs to be more specific about. Yeah, it's too broad. Like to answer that question properly, there needs to be more information about it. All right. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. One of our kids' birthday is today, so actually our oldest. So we are gonna get ready for that. Get celebration going, start prepping for that, and have a good old party for her. Yeah, you're never too old for a party, right? And it's our oldest, so I can't believe I'm old enough to have, should I dare say her age on here? She's in her mid-30s. Can you believe I have a kid that age? A happy birthday to her, and I hope everyone has a beautiful week. I will be live again. Do you remember when I said I was going to be live again? I'm not even sure. I did post it. So I'm going to be live again. I don't know. Sometime this week. Maybe Friday evening. I'm not even sure. But I'll post it again. I'll look at what my schedule says, and I will let y'all know. Again, please don't Venmo anyone any money. I will never message you looking for money to read you. You can only book on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. I currently am booked. I think you can get in with me towards the end of October. There are 2 last minute appointments Thursday evening or Thursday late afternoon. And also I didn't mention, I kind of forgot, I'm starting a class, an intro to mediumship class in October if anyone is interested in learning mediumship. All right. Y'all have a blessed evening.